It's another episode of the Minding My Temple podcast, the space where life meets balance. I'm your host, Tasha Temple. We're back, and I have another episode full of great information for you guys. And today I'm specifically going to talk about supplementing. People are often always asking me, like, what do I need to supplement? You know, what extra nutrients do I need in my body? How do I get this vitamin? How do I get this mineral? Where do I get it from? All of these questions about supplementation. And to be really honest, I'm here to give you guys all that information today. It might be surprising what I say, I don't know, but I hope you guys get some really good information on how to navigate through supplementing your everyday diet in a way that's going to support you. And I'll be really honest, supplementation is going to be individual based on what your health goals and your health needs are, but there are some generalities that I'm going to provide for you guys today. So get a pen and paper so you can write down all the things that you'll need to supplement your diet with. Yes, but first, we're going to dive into my favorite section I call Minding My Business. I love this little segment because I get to share with you guys what I'm up to in my life and what I'm doing to honor my self-care from week to week. And it's really important, you guys, that we take care of ourselves. Let's just be real. We get one life and one opportunity to live a life that fulfills us. Now, whatever fulfill means for you, by golly, that's fine. I know I just said, by golly, I'm doing my best not to curse because I'm a cursor. I just want to make sure that I'm having family-friendly moments on my podcast from time to time. But we want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and doing the things that make us feel good because we deserve that. And everyone deserves to feel good and live a life of fulfillment. And that means we get to do things that honor and take care of ourselves. There are a lot of people in our lives that want us to do what they want us to do, regardless if that doesn't honor us or isn't what we want to do or isn't healthy for us. And so you got to make sure you put yourself first and do something for yourself on a regular and hopefully daily basis that makes you feel good. There's too much going on in the world and too much going on around each one of us that doesn't make us feel very great all the time. And so you got to make sure you take a moment for yourself all the time. It could be a big moment for yourself. It could be a small moment for yourself. I don't care what kind of moment. Take a moment to put you first every day, every time you can. And this is my segment to let you guys know that not only do I struggle with it, that I'm also trying to do my best to get into an intentional practice to include that in my life so that there's more balance. Because I work I'm not gonna lie, it's not a stressful job, but I work in a job that requires a lot of mental energy. I am a trauma therapist. During the day, I teach you guys about nutrition on my side job. And sometimes that can take a lot from me. And so I like to make sure I intentionally do things to decompress and to honor myself because I like to feel good and I want to be able to look good. And, everything is comes in to out. And so I want to make sure that whatever I feel inside is coming out. So I want to make sure that I take care of the inside so that when you guys see me or I'm interacting with other people, like my family and friends, that what I feel on the inside is coming out. And that looks like kindness and compassion and love and all that yummy, fun and good stuff. So this week, I am planning travel. Let me tell you guys, planning travel is such a relieving thing for me to do. It makes me happy. It makes me content. It keeps me creative. It just gets me in this good, yummy space, just looking at different places to see and different places to go. And sometimes I even plan trips I don't ever even go on. I just like to go through the internet and find villas and find different locations and find different countries and different foods to eat and different places to visit. It just makes me feel good, y'all. So I love to plan travel. And so this week I am planning a girls trip for all of my friends for 2023. I know it's so ahead of time, but because we all have things going on in our lives, people having babies and people getting new jobs and so many different things we're juggling, we got to plan it, right? We got to make sure everybody can go. And then also financially, we want to make sure that everybody can have a good time and we can, travel in the style that we like to travel without it making a big dent in our pocketbook. And so we plan. That's exactly how you can travel on a dime, is you plan ahead of time. So our goal in 2023 is to visit Portugal and Spain on our girls trip. I'm so excited because I've seen pictures, y'all, and it's beautiful. And if you're looking at my podcast, you'll see little pictures pop up here and there so you can see all the little things that we're going to go see. But planning travel is such a mind release for me, and that's what I'm up to this week. So I'm planning a girls trip for 2023 to Portugal and Spain. Yes. I'm also planning a trip to the UAE, that's the United Arab Emirates, and Dubai for October of this year. And I'm also planning a small little getaway to South Carolina in a month. And I'm also trying to plan my birthday trip, but I don't exactly know where I want to go. I think I want to go to Aruba. All I know is every birthday I like to be on an island somewhere where I can wear skimpy or no clothes and just chill and drink and relax. That's what I love to do on my birthday. And so those are the things I've been planning. And so I've been having a really good time looking at like private villas and boats and yachts and food, and it's just made me feel like calm and zen. So that's what I'm up to. So find something that makes you feel good and do that. Another thing that makes me feel good and that I'm doing this week, and not to be funny, but I actually do it every week and every day, is I online shop. Now, I don't really like online buy shop. I online window shop. So I go to my favorite stores and I put all the stuff that I love in a bag and I color code it. Oh my God, that makes me feel so good. You guys have no idea. So like I put all the things in white that I love first, and then the beige is next, and then the tans next, and then the grays, and then the blacks, and I put it all like in a color coded shopping cart, and it makes me feel amazing. I know you're like, that's just so anal. But yeah, I know. I like to just go through and just have my cart and look at all the things I love. And if you guys know me, I rarely wear colors. I know it's weird. I don't wear anything but white, beige, tan, gray, black, because I feel like colors make me look a little too young. Now, when I'm on vacation, I might like wear like a red or something or yellow, but in my regular everyday life, you're not going to really see me in colors. I don't know. I just like the neutrals. Anyway, that's also what I'm up to this week. And again, I'm up to that every day. But hey, I said find something to do that you love every day. So every day I go online and find a little something that I like and put it in my cart, and I just let it sit there. It just makes me feel good. I don't really actually buy it, but hey, it makes me feel better. It supports my mental health. It supports me having a balanced life, and it helps me to mind my own damn business. Okay? So that's what I'm up to this week, to mind my business. Make sure you take the time to do something for yourself this week and today. Now let's jump into supplementation. Supplements are such a controversial topic. I will say this. When you buy over-the-counter supplements, we'll start here, whether it's vitamins or minerals, those are not regulated by even any governing body. So there's no governmental agency that really can go through and test these products to make sure that they are what they say they are, or that they do what they say they do. You just have to simply trust the company. And so whenever you're buying a product, specifically a vitamin or mineral or supplement, please make sure you do your research on the company to make sure it's a reputable company, because there's no governing body that makes sure that these products do what they say they're going to do, and that they say what that what's in them is in them. So be mindful about that. One thing I do look for is I look for a symbol called USP. I look for the USP symbol. If you're watching the video, you'll see it pop up. And that means that that product has been tested by an outside private agency. There is an outside private agency entitled, or the abbreviation for it is USP, and they go through to make sure that the vitamins and minerals are what they say they are, they do what they say they do, and they're in the right amounts that they say they're in. And they do random testing at different locations. They'll go in and actually buy the product and randomly test them. So I like to make sure my vitamins and minerals say USP on them. And that's just a little tidbit. Now that's where we'll start. Now we'll start also with what I take. I'm gonna start there. And I don't really take a lot of supplements. I'm gonna be really honest. And the reason why is because in my educated experience, for those of you guys who know, I am a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I'm also a certified diabetes care and education specialist. And through my years of schooling, I have a master's degree in human nutrition. And through my years of schooling, I have realized, and through my research, that just simply having a balanced diet will cover majority of the vitamins and minerals that we need on a regular basis. And so the things I take or supplement, I'll tell you exactly why I'm taking them. and they're not going to be that many. So I do not take a daily multivitamin because I eat a fairly balanced diet. So every day I make sure I have fruits and vegetables. I make sure I have some kind of healthy based starch. I make sure I have protein. I make sure all my fruits and vegetables are very colorful because that's where you're going to get most of your, antioxidants and vitamins and minerals from, is the colorful things. And so if you have a very good varied diet, yes, and I'm not going to take that out, just so you know, then you'll probably not need to supplement anything. And then you also have to remember that sometimes having too much of something isn't good either. So we have to make sure we're right there in the middle. Now, if you're somebody who rarely eats fruits and vegetables and you don't really like eating a varied diet, then yeah, you might need to supplement. But most of us are having fruits and vegetables at some point throughout the day. So I'll give you some tips and strategies on food you can add to supplement. And then I'll talk about the things that you might want to actually consider buying supplements for. So let's go through what I have and what I do. Now, I have my little daily, look, my little daily case, like an older person, right? I guess I am an older person, nowadays. So every day I put my little daily regimen in my little weekly little box. And here's what I put in my weekly box. So one thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with folic acid. Now, folic acid. Now, so I take folic acid because I am in my childbearing years. I think I'm still there. Let's hope, fingers crossed, because I don't have any kids and I am in my 40s. But the reason I take folic acid is because folic acid is very beneficial for the development of babies. So typically when women get pregnant and don't know they're pregnant yet, so the first 1 to 2 months, that's when the baby's main part is growing and developing, and that's the brain. The brain tells everything else what to do. And so you want to make sure you have really good brain development for babies, and most women don't know during that time that they're pregnant. The catch is most women are deficient in folic acid. And so if you're already deficient in folic acid and you just randomly popped up and got pregnant, which most women don't typically plan, so you don't know to take this ahead of time, and then those first couple months are so detrimental to the baby's growth in regards to their brain development that I just supplement in case. So this is not something that probably everybody needs or wants to do. I just simply do folic acid because I do and would like to be a mother one day, and no, I'm not actively practicing trying to have a baby at the moment. But in case I choose to want to start practicing or practicing having a baby per se, right? Like I might be practicing other things, but not having a baby, but that's another conversation for another day. But if I ever decide, I know that I already have enough folic acid every day to make sure that the brain development is effective and efficient. So I take a tablet that is 400 micrograms a day, and that's all I need. So I supplement folic acid for purposes of my maternal needs. That's what I take. Now, again, that ain't for everybody. I'm just giving y'all what I'm doing. All right, so I also take, let's go back a second. I want to do that one first. Let's do biotin. So I also take biotin. Biotin is a water-soluble vitamin, and that means that it doesn't stay in your body long. So whatever your body doesn't need of it, you're actually going to excrete it through your urine. So there's no way to overdose on biotin because whatever you don't need, it's coming out anyway. I use biotin because I love the fact and I like to really take care of my skin, my hair, and my nails because I'm a little vain. I like to look and feel good about myself, and I like to have glowy skin and fluffy hair and strong nails. And biotin is the vitamin that is responsible for hair, nails, and skin. And so I take a biotin every day, and it is a vegan-based biotin. It has 5,000 micrograms in it, and I take that every day. All right, biotin. So if you want, healthy hair, skin, and nails, biotin is the vitamin for you. So I do supplement via biotin. Okay? All right. I also supplement, now this is for everyone, so you guys listen up here. I also supplement vitamin D. So vitamin D is one of those minerals that we all need. And I'm sorry, I said minerals. I meant to say one of those vitamins that we all need. And here's why. we do not eat enough foods, or there's not even enough foods that are available to have vitamin D in it. So you have vitamin D in milk that's been added. We call that fortified, which means we're adding something to a product that wasn't normally there. And so milk has been fortified with vitamin D. However, how many of us adults are really drinking milk these days? Not many of us. And so the main source of vitamin D is the sun. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not in the sun that much, but I do like to go to the beach and I'm in the sun at the beach. However, most of us are not laid out in the sun. And then even if we are in the sun, we're wearing protective measures, or we're taking protective measures like wearing sunscreen, which means we're not getting enough vitamin D. Now, the reason why vitamin D is so super important is because it helps with so many different things in the body. The first main thing that vitamin D helps us with is, of course, the thing you hear about all the time is strong bones. Your bones are super important in the body. The bones help protect or help you walk, help you do everything movement-wise in the body. And your bones also are the anchor for everything else. So they're underneath your muscle tissue, they're underneath, your organ tissue. So they're the structure of your body and they help you move. So your vitamin D is specifically important for making sure you have strong bones. However, vitamin D is also important for, maintaining our health in regards to reducing risk of disease. So I'll give you some specific things that vitamin D is important for. So vitamin D is also very important in immunity. So it helps people reduce their risk of cold and flu. Who would have thunk, right? It also helps to keep your risk of cardiovascular disease low. It also helps your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is your hormone system. It also helps with your nervous system. And so we've noticed over the years that there's a lot of different medical conditions that are related to low vitamin D status. And so you want to make sure you have at least a result in your test, like you get your vitamin D tested and checked. You want to make sure that it's over 30. Can you imagine some of us are less than 30? Oh my gosh, yes. So vitamin D also helps in age-related conditions, and it also slows down the aging process. Vitamin D, y'all. It also helps you to maintain healthy blood levels in regards to diabetes status and blood sugar levels. So it helps your blood level status, and it also helps in COVID. Let me read this to you guys. So vitamin D has reduced the risk of respiratory infections and the severity of COVID symptoms in persons with vitamin D levels in a healthy range. So you do want to make sure you're supplementing daily with vitamin D. Here's the thing with vitamin D, depending on your levels will depend on the amount that you need. My vitamin D levels are normal. They're about 70. And so I take every day 1,000 IUs, okay? So most people, when they're low, are taking 5,000 IUs. And if you're super low, you're gonna take 50,000. But if you have any questions about your vitamin D levels and status, make sure you ask your physician. Now, a couple of other things I take, just so you guys know. I do take a nerve pill. And I take that because I have nerve damage in the left side of my body. So my nerve pill does have a little magnesium in it, has a lot of B vitamins. B vitamins are great. They're also water soluble, so you can never overdose on those. And it does help relieve my discomfort of my nerve pain. Two other things I like to take for my supplementation. I take probiotics. And that's what I take for my probiotics. And so probiotics specifically help with your gut. Your gut health is super important because that is the basis of all immunity. So you want to make sure you take something that's providing you with additional benefits to your immunity, which are going to be your probiotics, which increase your gut bacteria. The more good bacteria you have, the more ability you have to fight against the bad bacteria, because that's how it works. And so if you're finding you're having trouble with digesting food, or you're finding your immune health is suffering a little bit, the first place I would actually look over supplementing with things like vitamin C and zinc. The first place I would look is at your gut health, because your gut is responsible for over 90% of your body's immunity in your gut. So you want to make sure you have good gut health. And so you want to consider doing a probiotic. And your probiotic, again, is the good bacteria that's going to help you fight all of the bad bacteria, okay? So I take a probiotic, I take a nerve pill, I take Vitamin D, I take folic acid, and I take biotin. Now let's talk about some other supplementation that's important. And I'm just going to specifically, I can't talk today, you guys. I'm going to specifically talk about supplementation in regards to our immune status, because that's what we all are concerned about. Is my immune health up to par, so that when I do, or if I do get sick, that I can fight off any disease or any kind of ailment that might come my way. So let's talk about some immune supporting nutrients. So vitamin A is a good one. Vitamin C is a good one. Vitamin E is good. Selenium, zinc, and iron. And remember, we already talked about vitamin D. Now, vitamin A, you don't need to supplement. We're getting enough of it in our bodies. It specifically helps with our heart, lungs, and kidneys. And really, if you think about vitamin A, that's the thing that's helpful for the eyes. And they always tell you colorful vegetables that are orange help with that. So basically, if you want to add things like carrots, cantaloupe, apricots, pumpkin, you can also add your green vegetables. Green vegetables are loaded with vitamins and minerals, and they're packed with antioxidants. They typically have all the vitamins in them. So you can also do things like kale and spinach to increase your vitamin A. You don't have to take a supplement. Just start eating more vegetables, people. Look at that. That's what I do. Now, another one we're talking about is vitamin C. Vitamin C has this reputation that it's great for colds, right? And it's great for your immunity. And it is, because it improves oxygen levels in the blood. When I have more oxygen levels in the blood, my blood can move around a little more effectively, right? And I get more oxygen to all of my organs. And so it is helpful for that. It's also an antioxidant, which means it fights off all the bad stuff that enters my body. And so you don't necessarily need to supplement vitamin C. Simply eating one orange a day will help you out with that. So instead of taking a supplement that we're not going to know if it works or not, I would say let's eat the food that we know our body knows how to break down and it recognizes. So if you're having or need to take a supplement for vitamin C, just simply eat one orange a day. And then all your citrus fruits have vitamin C. So you don't have to necessarily eat an orange. You can have strawberries, you can have an orange, you can have kiwi, you can have mango, you can have a tomato. All of them have really good amounts of vitamin C. And to be really honest, the fruit and or vegetable that has the most vitamin C in it per bite is going to be a red pepper. Who would have thought? Now let's talk about vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat soluble vitamin. So that's one of those ones we have to be careful about supplementing, because it's not just excreted out when we have too much. It actually stays attached to our fat cells. But vitamin E is important for our blood cells, and it helps to prevent clots. And so if we have clotted up blood, it's hard for our body to fight off disease, because remember, we need all those good things moving through the bloodstream to help fight off free radicals, which are the bad stuff that enters our body, to fight off the viruses, to fight off the bacteria. And so vitamin E helps to widen the blood vessels so they're bigger, and it helps to prevent clotting so things move through very rapidly, quickly, and seamlessly. And it also helps to improve our resistance to infection. So if you're resistant to some infections, vitamin E helps you to be helps to improve our resistance to infections, meaning it helps you to fight off or not even get infections in the future. And so you're wondering, like, well, where does vitamin E come from? When you think of vitamin E, you think of skin, right? And oil. So it's your fatty-based foods that are going to give you vitamin E. So instead of going to get a vitamin E supplement, let's use more olive oil, maybe like on our salads, or let's cook with olive oil, because that's a really good source of vitamin E. You can also use sunflower oil, or you can use coconut oil. Your oils are going to be really healthy and really good, and have good amounts of vitamin E in them. My gosh, what am I doing? It's like I'm messing up at the end of my spiel. Vitamin E, think oils. So think fat. So think things like nuts and seeds. Think things like your good oils like olive oil. Think avocado oil. Think coconut oil, if you're using that. Think nuts and seeds, think avocado in general, and you can also get it from your leafy greens. Let me tell you something. Your leafy greens are going to give you guys everything. So if you are thinking about adding a vegetable that you don't normally have, add a leafy green. I promise you guys it's going to be packed with vitamins and minerals, and it's going to be healthy. It's going to be low calorie. It's going to have fiber. So if you're looking for supplementation, hey, add a green vegetable. That will definitely help you out in that regards. But specifically to vitamin E, think about fat and oils. But when you think about the healthy fats that are liquid, okay, that's vitamin E. So let's talk about some minerals that are important. Selenium is something you'll not hear about, and that's because selenium is found in stuff we already eat, like protein. So if you're eating fish, eggs, turkey, beef, guess what? You're getting enough selenium. We are in a carnivorous society, meaning we eat a lot of meat-based products. And so if you're someone who's having at least 2 to 3 servings of meat a day, which means you're having some kind of protein or meat at lunch, some kind of protein or meat at dinner, you're getting enough selenium. But selenium helps boost your immunity. And so it helps to reduce cell damage because, of course, when our cells are damaged, we're at greater likelihood and at greater risk for developing disease. It also protects us from infection. It plays a critical role in reducing inflammation in the body. You guys know inflammation creates disease. And then it actually, when you're low, it reduces your immune response. And so, again, the only time you need to worry about supplementing for selenium is if you happen to be following a vegetarian or a vegan-based diet, which we're going to talk about next episode is how to do vegan and vegetarian in a balanced way. But that's just a little, a little shameless plug. Now let's talk about zinc. Zinc is really popular because it's always referred to in regards to navigating through cold and flu and immunity. And zinc specifically stabilizes and protects, and it prevents damage to cells. Remember, when our cells are damaged, that puts us at greater risk. It also plays a central role in maintaining the skin. I don't know if you know this, but your skin is the first barrier from protecting you from viruses and disease. It is the thing that viruses and disease come in contact with. So you want to make sure that your skin is healthy. You probably didn't even realize that. So also, zinc plays a main role in your immune function of your blood cells that fight off disease. And so you have these things called your killer T cells, and you have these immune cells that zinc is specifically responsible for creating. And so you're thinking like, where do I get zinc from? Well, you can supplement, but if you don't want to use supplementation, like I said, it's better to use the food than to buy a supplement that we don't know if it works or doesn't work. So you can use legumes, which are beans. Legumes is a fancy word for beans. So like black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, refried beans, whatever kind of beans you like, those are full of zinc. You can also try seeds, so pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You could try nuts, that's like almonds, walnuts, cashews, peanuts, pecans, any kind of nuts. You can also try eggs, cheese, oatmeal, and then my favorite, dark chocolate. So try to incorporate those foods into your balanced everyday habits. And guess what? That's going to improve your zinc status. You don't need a whole lot of zinc, you guys. You just need enough to make sure that you can get you through a day. That's it. And then another one that's going to be really important is iron. So a lot of us have low iron, yes, and that is responsible for moving oxygen through the blood. So then the more effectively oxygen moves through, the healthier our organs are, and the healthier our organs are, the better we can fight off disease or prevent it from even happening in the beginning. And so you're wondering, like, where do I get iron from? Iron is going to mainly come from your protein-based foods. So things like beef, shrimp, chicken, turkey, salmon, but you can also get iron from other foods. So you can get it from whole grains, you can get it from leafy greens, you can get it from broccoli, you can get it from oatmeal. And so you do want to make sure that you have enough iron. If you are feeling tired often, that then reduces your immune's ability to work effectively. And a lot of times having low iron will make you feel tired because you have less oxygen moving through your system, which reduces your immune function and ability. And so make sure you're checking with your doctor what your iron status is. So that's a basic rundown from what I do for supplementation and some things that you want to definitely think about supplementing if you're really considering about making sure your immune health is stable and effective and healthy and balanced every day. Now, if you have any specific questions about any of that, just please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at findbalance@mindingmytemple.com or simply slide into my DMs. You can ask me a question there. I do check them. And you can find me on Instagram at mindingmytemple. And that's all I have for you guys for supplementation today. Make sure you guys take really good care of yourself and mind your business so you can mind your temple. Thanks for listening, guys.